All right, everybody, welcome to the call today on Database Mastery. We got some amazing content for you to share. Start sharing today and getting some listings. So we got some great current news that we've taken from Realtor.com, a recent report that they did, and we've converted that into content for you to share with your database. We've got some other great things that we're going to review today. Real quickly, if you go to youtube.com/listings to leads, or just find us on YouTube, if you go to our homepage, you're going to see if you click on playlist, if you go to our YouTube channel, click on the playlist tab, and there's two playlists in particular I want to point you to. One is 1 minute lead gen tips. If you click on that, next time you get these are great little videos. They're all 1 minute long, and they'll introduce you to different aspects of the program that you might not have known about. Some success stories on things that you may have known about, but weren't too familiar with. So I think it's a great way to just get a feel for the platform, the system, what you can do, some of the options that you have. So take a look at that playlist, and then also take a look at Real Estate Mastery. So right there, right next to it, top row. And this is where all of the classes I am teaching. Social Media Mastery, which yesterday was absolutely off the hook awesome. Database Mastery today on Tuesdays, and then Wednesdays are GeoFarm. And we're going to have a great one tomorrow as well. So I'm going to close this out again, youtube.com/listings to leads, or just find us on YouTube. And then those two playlists, 1 minute lead generation tips and Real Estate Mastery. With that, let's get over to listings to leads, because we are going to hop to it. If you're not a client, get into listings to leads, sign up for a free trial. Everything we're going to do today can be done in a free trial, and let's get to it. So there are three things we're going to talk about today. The new content that we just dropped into your accounts yesterday that you can use today. We're going to talk about the all listings email that I am sure most of you are not aware of. In fact, let me show it to you, because to be honest, I didn't know that we had this template, and I saw it this morning. I was like, holy cow, that is absolutely awesome. And what it is, it allows you can see on my screen here, I got an email up. So this is from Listings to Leads, and it's an email of all my listings. And it's got my Listings to Leads signature at the bottom. They can view all my listings right here. And I'm going to give you a couple of strategies for using this email, but look how beautiful that is. Just looks absolutely awesome. When you click anywhere in it, it's going to open up the single property website for that listing, and I'll show that to you here a little bit later. Let me go ahead and minimize. So that'll be the second thing we're going to talk about. And then the third item we're going to talk about today will be the marketing calendar. And every item on that marketing calendar has an email that you can send to your database. And so our first goal is to see, what are we going to send out to our database this week? So if you haven't done this yet, what I want you to do is add the email blast widget to your dashboard. We have been, and we're going to continue dropping new content every couple of weeks as the news is happening. Maybe we'll get to every single week. But what we're trying to do is make sure that we provide you with relevant, actionable, current content as it relates to what's going on in the world, so that you've got even more opportunities to engage both your database audience, your social media audience, and even your farm. So with that, let's get the email blast widget to our dashboard. So that way we're not running around Listings to Leads trying to find it every day. So in the top right, there's an icon called Customize Dashboard. Click it, and there should be here, recommended email blast. There's a little widget on the left-hand side here under widgets. Check it. It may drop it the first time way at the bottom, so you can click on it and drag it up. And I like to put it right below pending listings. And the reason is, every week, we're going to market a listing that is active, ours are borrowed. Those are the best ways to fill up our database and start getting people to talk to. Next up, every week, I'm going to market my pending or sold listing, whether it's my listing or one I'm going to borrow. I want to make sure we got those great conversations with homeowners every single week. We don't want to skip that. Those are the two things every single week that we are going to do. But then I also want to make sure I don't lose track of any new content coming down the pipe. So that's why I put the email blast under that. And then I got my seller landing pages, my seller guides, my buyer landing pages, my buyer guides. I'll click apply. And now, right below active listings and pending sold listings. So there's active. Here's pending and sold. And then here's my database email blast. So the two new emails that we have dropped for you are the top two right here. Listings 23% below pre-pandemic level and more homes, more options for buyers. Now, we do have a video on YouTube for this. I'll point you in that direction here in a minute. So I'm going to click on the subject line. So I'll just click where the subject line is. It's going to drop me into the editor. From here, the idea is that you can edit this if you need to. You can send it from your CRM. So if you got a different CRM that you want to send this out, you can. In fact, I will. I should have had LionDesk up before we started. So let me bring this up. And that way I can just show you how easy it is to take an email from Listings to Leads, drop it into another CRM to send out. So we'll come back to that in a minute. But you can see here, I can save draft. I can send it, copy code, right, and go to my CRM with it. I can schedule it, and I can send a test email. So let's send a test email. Let's take a look at this email, see what it looks like, why I love it, and why I want you to use it even on this call. Even if you want to, right now, while we're sitting here together, I'm on my other monitor. Let me just bring that email over. Boom, there we go. So here's the email that we're looking at in the editor. And again, this is all editable, but we got some great people working for us, right? They're former mortgage broker, CPA, director of finance, controller. So they know money, they know interest rates, they know mortgages. So here's the email. It's going to automatically link to your 100-point home marketing plan. And from there, they can get it. Or I'm sorry, it links to your agent website. So here's your agent website. So here they can download your 100-point home marketing plan. They can get their home value. They can get more information, get all access to all the different PDF guides. And then in this email here, the one that we're looking at, they can actually download the PDF guide, the ultimate guide to selling a home. And then as we talked about, they got the Listings to Lead signature. So you got your, what is your home worth landing page and your client review website. So here's my client review website, completely customizable, has all my reviews in it. So it's a phenomenal email, and we want to get this email out the door. So again, you can edit it right here. If I want to send it to all my seller leads and Listings to Leads, I can. So I can select seller leads, and I can either send it right now or schedule it. So you can see here, I can schedule it. Alternatively, I can get this out through my own CRM. So if I'm going to click this copy code button, that will essentially copy the email, go to my CRM, and then just navigate to where I can send out an email to all of my seller leads. So I'm going to click contacts. And again, you can do this with any CRM. I'm just showing you with LionDesk because I've had this account for literally 10 years, I think. Bulk actions, email. I got 8,236 people are going to get this email, whether you're using Lofty, KV Core, Constant Contact, or any email program you can do this with. What there's going to be is a little button here called source. You just click it, and that's where you paste in all that stuff. And there you go. Now I got an email in literally seconds, and I can send that to all my seller leads. So get that out the door. So here real quickly, what is this email about? Essentially, the email is saying listings, the number of listings having, 11.6% compared to last year, but that we're still below pre-pandemic levels of home inventory by 23%. That's a lot. So this is a great talking point to any of the homeowners in the area that may be thinking about selling. Now, every area is going to be different. Some of you are in a buyer's market, some of you in a seller's market, right? Some of you, this email will be appropriate out the door. Some of you may want to edit it a little bit to be appropriate. But regardless, I would get either this or a version of this to my seller leads ASAP. Any questions on that? Because there's also a similar one. If I go ahead and close that, go back to my dashboard, there's the same thing for the buyers, right? More homes, more often for buyers. Again, I'm going to click on that. Here's the email. This email, right, we're not talking about the 23% below pre-pandemic levels, but we're talking about the fact that home listing inventory has increased since last year. We're better off than we were last year for the buyers, but we're still not as good. And we're better off than we were, I don't want to say better off, but you get the idea as far as inventory levels compared to pre-pandemic versus now. Any questions on that email? Any reservations about not being comfortable sending it, about being comfortable? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know your comments on it, because this is the kind of stuff that when you combine it with the emails that we've already got in our system related to listings, related to different offers for sellers and buyers, this really, I think, rounds out that content for a database in such a way that now we're going to have the tried and true and the shiny and new. That was awful. I'm going to make sure my people edit that out. That's such a bad rhyme, but it just came naturally. So there you are. So again, get this out to your buyer leads. Same options. We got send, copy code, schedule, and send a test email. Yeah, see, we want to make sure we show up on time, right? I'll show this one more time, how to get this to the dashboard. But yeah, anyways, any questions on getting these emails out to your sellers or buyers, your seller leads or your buyer leads, either through Listings to Leads or through your CRM? Super, super easy. And then if you saw that video yesterday, and I apologize for not bringing it up, let me grab it. If you ever want to find like the most recent videos that we did, and this is true on any YouTube channel, just click on videos. And normally what that will do is put it in chronological order, newest to oldest. And I did a video, maybe it's not up yet. Let me see. That's a great video right here for the lowballing investors video right there. Yeah, I'm thinking, all right, I'll go with my team and find out where we're at with that video, because I do have a video. If you're in the mastermind group from yesterday, you will have seen that I did a post on this where we actually do an Instagram story. We do a social media post. That video, maybe this is coming today. So this right here. Oh, here it is. I wonder why I didn't see that on YouTube. I'm going to put this link into the GoToWebinar control panel. Let me just show you. In this video, if I click it, so here's that email. Let me make it full screen for you. So here's that email that we were just looking at. So get this out to your database, but in the same video, I walk you through. Let's see here. If I move up, I think we got chapters. So I'm talking about sending it here like I am right now. So we walk through that. And then we make a social media post. Okay. So you can see here, I'm on Facebook and I'm making a social media post. And then I walk you through how to do an Instagram story. So so we got that email, right? So we got the email content. So we don't want to just waste that, right? That's great content. So we want to take that content, we want to expand it as much as possible. So here you're going to see, I'm talking about how to create an Instagram story with a poll. And I've got all that for you, how to do a short form video script. I talk about sending out the email. And then I also talk about calling, right, your top 5 to 10 seller leads and just let them know, hey, want to let you know I sent out an email regarding the fact that listings are increasing a little bit in the last year, but that we're still way below pre-pandemic levels. Interest rates not really expected to drop much more. If you have been thinking about selling, now could be a great time to think about getting your home listed. Everybody get that? That's a great conversation to have with your seller leads. And so we want to get that message out, not just via email. So this is the database mastery call, obviously, but we want to make sure that content, we're getting as much use out of it as possible. Everybody clear on that? So the Instagram story with a poll is super easy. And I will let me put that link to the mastermind post in the I'll put this in the GoToWebinar control panel. Actually, I'll put it in the chat. Somebody let me know if you can see the links that I'm dropping in the chat for you. So if somebody wants to check that out, let me know that you're going to see all those links in there. So grab that link as well. Right. So we covered the first part of what I wanted to cover, which is getting your content out the door. And again, real quickly, to get this widget on your dashboard, in the upper right-hand corner of your Listings to Leads account, right under 1 minute lead gen tips, which I would highly recommend, customize dashboard, click it, select recommended email blast, drag it from the bottom where it will probably drop by default. And you see here, I can drag and drop it anywhere I want. I put it right below pending listings, as explained earlier. Hit apply. And now right underneath active listings, pending listings is going to be my email blast. And you'll hear when we drop new ones, just when you get emails from Listings to Leads, I highly recommend subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe or follow us on Instagram, because we also announce all this stuff there. So you'll see, if you follow us on Instagram or if you follow us on YouTube, you will get notified. I'll do a 1 minute lead gen video about it. We'll do an Instagram story. We do an Instagram reel about it. So you'll know if you follow us on socials or check your emails that we send when the new emails drop. And then there'll also always be a training, just like the one I gave you, where I walk you through how to take that content and expand it across all audiences. If the link is locked, it means you're not a member of our mastermind group. So get with our support team and ask for an invite to the private mastermind group for Listings to Leads. Support will send you, it's a Facebook thing, it's private, right? It's whatever. Let's look at that really sweet email that I showed you at the beginning of this call, and where sometimes I wish GoToWebinar had a better interface sometimes. I got like 6 different things popped up on my other monitor just because GoToWebinar can't seem to figure out a way to display all their stuff. So let me bring up this email. So this email is in your account. And we normally talk about, we always talk about the marketing of the listing that is for sale, ours or borrowed, as the best way to fill up our database, the best way to get leads coming in the door, to get people to talk to. Some of them will be seller leads, right? Because they're looking at homes for sale as they think about selling the property. So when you're marketing that open house, when you're marketing that just listed or the active listing, yours or borrowed, we do that every single week. We also market pending and sold listings every week. We've got an email that you can create. Look how beautiful this is. This is better looking than I think any email I've seen for most agents. That is beautiful. And so I'm going to show you how to create this for your active listings to send out. And then a second email that would be all the pending and sold listings that you can send out as well. And this might encourage you to be thinking about, if you've only got 1 or 2 listings, you should really keep 10 listings in your account, because listings are the best content real estate agents have. You can think about the perfect social media post, the perfect video, the perfect this, the perfect that. It all starts with listings. All right. It all starts with listings. If you don't have listings to market, you are at the biggest disadvantage. That would be like a plumber not having the tools to fix a toilet, right? That's ridiculous. Why would a plumber not have the tools to fix but they're working on it. As an agent, when you don't have listings that you're marketing, yours were borrowed, you're just at a complete disadvantage. All right. So that's why if you follow the marketing calendar in Listings to Leads, you're going to do a lot better. With that, let me just show you here. Under More Tools, there's a tab here called All Listings Email. That could obviously be better termed. We could come up with a better name for that, but that's what it is. In the section, I can select either by status or just the listing itself. And what I'm going to recommend is come in here, and you can either do by status, like I said, over here on the left, or just pick the listings you want on the right. I'm going to select just my statuses for listings that are for sale. Any listing that's coming soon, just listed, open house, or active. I'm going to click. So you got edit email. So I can edit. If there's anything in there I want to edit, I can. Look how beautiful that looks. Oh my gosh. I got different templates, so I can change the template. That's a cool one too. The two side by side looks nice. This one is cool. I like all of them. They all look great. That's just the third one's just my favorite. I just happen to like that one the best. I can copy the code, go to my CRM, and I can also send it from Listings to Leads. But I know a lot of you have a great CRM and you want to leverage it. Again, if I go here, and you'll see just how fast and easy this is. Just drop that code in, boom. There's that beautiful email. Look how gorgeous that looks. And the great thing is, when you click any of these, it goes right to the single property website. So most of you, oh my gosh. Oh, let me bring up that email again. Hold on a second. I'm going to bring it up from the other monitor again. Going to your IDX, it's not the best, right? But these, right? I click on this, boom, the single property website opens up, right? If you got video, that can be full screen, right? I've never seen video on an IDX. We got all the great call to actions here. If you got 3D tour, I've never seen 3D tour on IDX. I can bounce around in my 3D tour. I got all my professional photos, which are not on IDX. I got all these great call to actions, which I've never seen on IDX. None of you have this on your IDX website built into the display of the listing information. Get your 100% home marketing plan. This is default, right? So even if you just signed up, even if you literally just signed up 5 minutes ago and you get to this point, this is prepared for you with your branding, your logos, your picture on every single page, right? You can't get that at IDX. So sending people to your IDX is usually not the best way to convert them. Got my client review video, client review videos, all my other listings. So this email is absolutely gorgeous. It works. It gets people back into your lead gen and engagement system. It's not going to waste people. So let's walk through that one more. Let's walk through that again. So again, more on the listings dashboard, more tools, all listings email, and then select, again, what I would do is select all the statuses that are for sale. So coming soon, just listed, open house, or active. Now, think about this. You've got your listings, if you have any, right, at whatever status they are. Then if you follow my training, listings in your account that you're marketing for the week. So you got your active listing. Maybe you're holding an open house for somebody this weekend. Maybe you just borrowed somebody's listing to market, right, according to the Listings to Leads training. And you're going to do the same with pending and sold. So you got the Facebook ad, you got the short form video, you got the social media post, right? You have all the tools. But I want you to consider, let's just say I had this 2 emails in my account or 2 listings in my account. I had a coming soon listing or a just listed listing, and then I had a pending listing. This email would look very sad. It would look, it's okay. When one listing, that's fine. But just because you are not actively like running ads on a listing doesn't mean it can't still benefit you by having it in your account. And by that, what I mean is if you got a listing that you're marketing for the week where you're going to run an ad, right? Do the social media post, you can still add it to your account so that it shows up on the single property website, shows up in the e-flyer. Because again, like I said, listings are content. Listings are the best content that you've got to generate leads, to engage leads, to convert leads. The landing pages are awesome. The PDF guides are awesome. Those also work and they work great, but listings are just literally the easiest thing to use to get more listings. That's why it's called listings to leads. And it doesn't have to be your listing. So hopefully you can get my point on this. So I would send this email out today or tomorrow, right? This is a great email to send to your database. You might want to send the email for the listings that are for sale to your buyer leads, and then come back in here. And you come back, obviously these won't be checked because you'll come back later. And then now I'm going to check all of my listings that are in contract or recently sold. And now I've got an email that I can share with all of my seller leads of all recent listings that have gone into contract or sold, right? And then I can share that with my seller leads. So anyways, great email. Not a lot of people know about the email, so I wanted to make sure that y'all knew about it. Anybody have any questions on that before I get into the marketing calendar? So for a lot of you, you could take this, right? Copy the code and then go to your CRM, drop it in there. And then you could incorporate that into, like if you got a regular newsletter template already, you could incorporate that into your template, right? And that way you got other things that you also like to send out. Or right when you click edit email, it add your content here above the listings. So anyways, a lot of great things that you can do there. Take a look at that. If there are no questions, where do I copy the code? Yeah, you'll see a copy code on all of that stuff. So whether it is a listing or if again, under more tools, all listings email, right? There's a little icon here called copy code. So it's the one to the far right over there. Make sense? So let's go to the marketing calendar. This is the place you should come to every day if you don't know what to do. Now, today's Tuesday. I'm sorry. Let's say you didn't do listing marketing. I would try to get back to it and try to do it because again, every week you want to be marketing a listing. I can't really emphasize that enough, right? After 14 years of doing this, I'm telling you, if you market a listing every single week, you will do well, and a sold listing. So that's that. But for today, we got PDF guides for sellers. This is a great one. And I'm going to click on market guide. So I'm going to click view for market guide. And that's going to take us to the dashboard. And we've got other seller guides, but that's the one here that we're talking about for this week. And we covered yesterday all the stuff for social media. So today we're going to look at the e-flyers for your database and the database call scripts. Because anytime we email, I want you to be thinking about when you email your database, that is greasing the skids. And hopefully, if you don't know what that means is you're going to grease the ramp, right? You're going to grease the spot in front of you so that when you push a sled over it, it becomes a lot easier. So that by doing a little bit of pre-work, the heavy lifting that the goal isn't to grease the skids. The goal is to get the sled from one side of the area to the other. So we're going to throw down some grease, right? Oil, whatever it is. So that way, as we're pushing that sled across, it becomes a lot easier. And so the email is the grease. Your phone call is pushing the sled. Now, calling your database is good. We all know it's good, but it can be a little bit hard sometimes because we're going to call our database and be like, what are we talking about? Why am I calling you? Without sounding salesy. So when we send an email to our database, what we want to do two different things. There's two groups of people we're going to call. And the beautiful thing is it becomes a did you get phone call. So let's walk through the script part first, and then I'll walk through sending out that email to my database. So the script is, right? So I'm going to pick on Lauren. I send out the e-flyer to my database. Lauren is either one of two people. Lauren is either one of my top 10 seller leads, or I saw that she opened up the email. So I'm going to call her up. Hey, Lauren, Scott Pierce here at LDL Realty. And I just sent out my new guide, Secrets to Selling Your Home Fast. And I sent it out to all my clients and some local homeowners. I just want to make sure you got that and see if you have any questions. It becomes a did you get phone call. What a great way to break the ice with somebody than to just refer to the fact that, hey, I just sent you something of value. I sent you something that my clients find interesting, right? I sent you something that can help you related to the home selling process. Now, if they're not thinking about selling the home, they're not going to care about that. So that's your cue. If they say, I don't care, if they hang up on you, if they tell you to get lost, or if they say, no, thank you, that's fine. That's your cue. They're not ready to sell. You're not going to talk them into it. You're just looking for the people that you can serve, that you can have a conversation with. Because when you send out that email for the PDF guide, that people can download this guide, and then you call them, that becomes a phenomenal customer service call. That is you adding value and following up and taking care of your people. Because when you find that person that's thinking about selling, they're going to self-identify. They're going to self-identify. So let's go back. So we got the e-flyer for the database for our guide. All right. So here's the email. Again, it's got my signature at the bottom. People click the image automatically. It'll download the guide for them. You'll get the lead notification. And I can either send it right now through Listings to Leads to all my seller leads. I can send a test email, which I always do, right? I like to see how they look and just make sure that what I think is going to happen when I click something does happen. There's nothing worse than sending out an email only to realize like a minute later, like, holy crap, I forgot to link the image. And now I've got a dead email going out. We do all that for you, but it still doesn't hurt to check. So here's the email that my database, all my seller leads are going to get from me. What a great email, right? Again, people click the image, and in my other monitor, it just downloaded the guide. I will click open the guide. The guide is open, and here it is. Again, I could have signed up for Listings to Leads 5 minutes ago, and all of this is ready. All 80 plus guides are ready. All the emails are ready. All the branding is ready. Everything is ready. So we give you the email, we give you the script. So for the script, I just recommend take a look at your database. We covered this in a different call before, where you want to try to call through your leads, if you can, every 30 days, at worst, every 90 days. So if it's every 30 days when you got a smaller database, that's good because you don't have a lot of people. So you got to stay in touch with them a little bit more frequently. So I think every 30 days with a script like this is so awesome. So let's say you got 100 leads in your database or 100 contacts. These could even be friends of yours, right? Even if it's a friend, right, that is a homeowner, I'm still going to send this to them because they might be interested in it. And as many conversations as I can have, I'm just going to get better and better at talking with people. So again, if I click copy code, code was copied successfully. I'm going to go to my CRM. Let's go ahead and just close this out. So again, contacts, bulk actions. Now I want you to be thinking about your send schedule for this week. You're more than fine to send 2 to 3 emails to your buyer leads and 2 to 3 emails to your seller leads every week, especially if they're related and they're attractive looking emails. They got good content. They're not spammy, right? We're not sending BS to them, right? We're not just wasting their time. And that's the great thing about these emails, like even the PDF guide. And one of the reasons we design things the way we do, it's just simple and easy. Your leads are going to see this and it's not wasting their time. they can see it quick, right? Within 2 to 3 seconds, great image, your signature at the bottom. And even if they're not interested in it, they're going to see it. It's going to register in their brain, and then they can delete it. Or if they are at all interested in it, all they do is they just click either the link or the image. The guide's going to download. You're going to get a lead notification. And then again, they got access to getting a home value, to looking at your client reviews and all of your socials down there. So I would, and you can send to your buyer leads and seller leads in the same day. So like we talked about that email at the beginning of this call, I would send that email out today. I would send the first email to my seller leads. I would send the second email to my buyer leads. I would then call through some of my seller leads with the "Did you get" phone call like we talked about. I would call through some of my buyer leads. I would be thinking about doing the Instagram story. I gave you the link to the YouTube video where I walk through that. You can do a short form video. You can do a social media post. All of that is free. I just gave you right there so many great opportunities to engage and generate seller leads and buyer leads, and all of it was free. The second email we talked about again was for the all listings email, where you can create an email with multiple listings. All right, so that's 2. And then the third thing here is on the marketing calendar, we're looking at different emails as well. And so the PDF guides are an awesome one. That is a great one. I would schedule that one to go out either tomorrow or Thursday. Don't send obviously 2 emails in one day to people, but whether it's 24 to 48 hours in between. And again, it's just a great looking email, super simple, super sweet. And then again, I'm going to click on database call script. I'm going to look at my lead list. So hopefully I called the day before, I called some of my seller leads related to the email that I sent about the fact that listings are still 23% below pre-pandemic levels. So let's say I called 5 leads yesterday for that one. Now I got the next 5 up. So I'm going to look at my top leads. I'm going to call 5 of them. And then I'm also going to look at who opened the email. All right. So who opened the email for this PDF guide? And I'm going to call them as well. Now, as always, I'm not going to say like, "Oh my gosh, Sandra, I see that you clicked my email 4 times and you downloaded the guide 3 times. What are you, insane?" No, you don't even reference that. You just got the exact same script as if it was anybody else, right? "Hey, Sandra, Scott here at LL Realty, and I just sent out my new guide, Secrets to Selling Your Home Fast. And I sent it to all my clients and some local homeowners. I just want to make sure you got that and see if you might have any questions on it." Right. And then Sandra's going to be like, "Holy cow, how the heck did he know?" Or "What perfect timing. What the universe is talking to me, right? I'm manifesting all of this great." Sandra's going to be like, "She's a fiend, right? This is amazing, right? The universe just like the singularity is so amazing." And you're going to have a great conversation with somebody that had you not called, you would have never had the conversation because Sandra's busy. She's got a million things going on. And as soon as her kid calls and she's got to go pick him up at soccer, she just completely forgot about this. And if you would have called, you could have had that conversation and maybe scheduled a listing appointment. So those calls, please don't skip the calls. And I hope that with the way we give you these scripts, it makes it super easy and more comfortable for you to call people, because you're not feeling like you're a hard pressure salesperson. Nobody wants to feel that way, and nobody wants to get that phone call. Are we good on that? Let me know. Give me a yes, 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 or a no, no. The goal here is to give you different options every single week to drop an email and then follow it up with a phone call. And you can also follow it up with texting. So you might send out the email and then send a text referencing the fact, "Hey, I just sent an email for my guide." And to be honest, all those guides have a short URL. So if you ever wanted to send like the link to that guide, to the landing page where they can download the guide, all the landing pages have short URLs. In fact, let me see here. If I go to edit, I wonder the guide general. So if I click view, so here's the landing page, and Copy PDF. I think there's a way, if you want the short URL, ask our support, because I know we got it somewhere. But anyways, we're getting a little bit beside the point there. Let's go back to the marketing calendar, because again, this is just such an easy place for people to come to. Again, if you're not really sure what's going on, right? We talked about the listing marketing. Now, this is a great week for sellers. On Thursday, you're going to see here the 100-point home marketing plan. Again, as always mentioned, you got the video and text guides are right here. Go to marketing tools. I'm going to click view for that. And right, we walked through this yesterday for social media mastery about getting maybe doing an ad for this. The social media post, you can do a short form video. We got the video script right here. But for today, e-flyer for your database. And consider, you may think to yourself, I'm not going to send the PDF guide to my seller leads. I'm going to send this one. Or I'll send the PDF guide to half of my seller leads and this one to half of my seller leads and see which one works best. But this one right here will link people to your 26-page 100-point home marketing plan. Have you all seen that? Everybody here, have you all seen the 100-point home marketing plan that's available in your Listings to Leads account? And so we got an email that I can send to my database. Again, send now, edit. You can change that image at the top of it. I think it just pulls from one of your listings. And then send test email or copy code. So I'll send test email. And I'll go to my email. There we go. Boom, boom. Of course, I got to open it twice. Here we go. And again, all of this is editable. It's following my brand colors. Right, the image at the top is changeable. Put whatever you would put on a home value landing page as an image would be great. Or if you got a header that you want to put there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? The complete marketing plan to get your home sold. View now. Right. Look at this. Come on. This is so beautiful. Give it up here. And then boom. And this landing page, all of this is controllable. But don't worry. I always tell people, don't worry about editing or customizing things when you're new to Listings to Leads. Just get them out the door, because we've got all the settings set up for best lead generation, for best engagement. Okay. So we've got all the stuff set up for you. Worry about fine tuning and editing and customizing later after you get comfortable with how the system works. So again, e-flyer for your database. That's the grease. The database call script. That's the push. All right. That's where the work doesn't get. The e-flyer, like I said, you're going to get people clicking, you'll get people replying. The e-flyer is going to work, but it is that phone call that is the icing on the cake. All right. The cherry on the top. And it just gets your voice out there. It gets you more comfortable talking to people. I can tell you as somebody in software, it is so easy to sit there for 6 hours working on your computer. And then you don't even want to talk to people. You don't even feel like you know how to talk to people, because you've just been sitting there doing some non-work, right? You know what I'm talking about, versus just pick up the phone and call somebody. You'll get more business by actually interacting with people. The ads, the posts, all of that stuff gets people into your universe. But it is when you start calling people that you're going to have even more and more conversations. And leaving voicemails is completely valid. It completely works. So leave voicemails if you get their voicemails. And don't spend a ton of time on this, right? Like I said, if you can call 5 to 10 people a day with this easy script, the Did You Get scripts for the different content that you've got, you're going to be golden. It's not complicated. And again, here we're following the week of the 21st. And then the new construction, this would be a great one for buyers. So view step-by-step guide, go to marketing tools. Now there might be a little bit of a change to this one here, but let's just check it out. I'm gonna click on view, and you're gonna see there's no e-flyer for your database and there's no database call script. Now we've got Google, Facebook, social media. And this is such a powerful module. For new construction, if you click on the guide here, let me just show you real quickly, like I'm gonna spend 30 seconds on this. But for any of you that are doing anything with new construction, in this training, I walk you through not just how to market new construction and all that kind of stuff, but how to become the new construction emperor in your area, and how to build relationships with builders and developers so that you can get either more access to their listing inventory, right, which is phenomenal, or develop relationships to where you become their listing agent, become their marketing agent. So take a look at that training. Again, it's on the marketing calendar for new construction. And if you go to the guide, you'll see it. But if you want to share the new construction message content to your audience, go to PDF Guide. We've actually got a PDF guide for new construction, and the content is essentially the same thing. So I'm going to type in new con, see if that comes up. There we go. Buying a new construction home. If I click on marketing tools, you'll see here, it's got all the tools that the marketing guides have, which include an e-flyer from my database. So on the same day that I send out the email to my seller leads for the PDF guide for my seller leads, I could just turn around and send this one out to my buyer leads at the same time. So that way I got a unique, distinct, engaging message to my seller leads, and I got an equally good one to my buyer leads. It's a beautiful thing. So here are the 3 emails. Let's review it one more time. The 3 emails that I want you to consider sending to your audience this week would be: 1, from the dashboard, click and go to the email blast and send out the current news. So again, I would do this today, scroll down your dashboard, and I would send these 2 emails. Send this one to my seller leads, send this one to my buyer leads. I would then I would go to the marketing calendar, just because sometimes it's easier to get here from the marketing calendar where you want to go to. That 100% home marketing plan, I would schedule that for maybe Thursday to my seller leads. I would go to the new construction PDF guide and I would schedule that one to my buyer leads the same time that this one goes out, maybe an hour later. And then maybe on Friday, I would send an email for whichever listing, singular or plural, that I am marketing for this week to my buyer leads. So if I'm marketing the coming soon, just listed, open house, active listings, I would get that to my buyer leads. And then whichever pending or sold listings I'm marketing, right, again, singular or plural, I would send that to my seller leads. 6 emails, but each person is only getting 3. If they're a seller lead, they're going to get the PDF guide, the 100% home marketing plan, and the pending sold listings. If they're a buyer lead, they're going to get the new construction and the listings for sale. Oh, and also they're going to get the email blast like we talked about. Any other questions before we go? I'm pretty much done. A lot of people, good to see everybody in this call. My gosh. Awesome. Any questions? I would love to get some good questions, but if I am that good at relaying this information, that's fine too. Anybody? Kevin, Chadwick, everybody good to go? If you're all good, I will let you go. Sandra, good to see you. Everybody, listen, thank you so much for joining us. The next webinar, go to leadgen.com. That is leadgenwebinars.com. And you will see, this is the one that you're on right now. And this is every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 9:00. And then we've got other as well. Everybody, listen, thank you so much for joining us. Get into the mastermind group. I really want you all on this, right? In that video, let me show you again real quickly here. If I go to the mastermind group, and it's the second one right now, free seller buyer leads from news you can use. Like the post, right? I don't know why people aren't, this is such a great post, and get that out the door. Comment in that post if you have any questions on how to use it, and I'll help you out. And with that, thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.